Good day. In this video, again, we will be taking up the different types of networks that will give you an additional idea of the infrastructure related to the internet. So I will introduce you to the types of networks related to the internet. Before that, we will define the coverage of what the network types are. This is referred to a small handful of devices interconnected within a single room to millions of devices spread across the entire globe, and it is defined based on purpose and or size of the network. So if you remember before, the internet is actually one large interconnected devices with millions of computers and servers connected. So a network can be classified as personal area, local area, metropolitan, or wide area network depending on the physical distance between the nodes on the network and the communications and services it provides. So the nodes here are considered to be a computer, a server, or a certain storage device. So um, so here we have network types. We just enumerate personal area network, the local area network, which can be wireless local area network or passive optical local area network, the metropolitan area network, the wide area network, the virtual private network, which is partly a cellular network. So in a personal network, this is an interconnecting device centered around an individual person's personal space. So an example of a personal area networks is illustrated here below. We have the wearable tech. So it's already connected to you, and the networks between the different devices is within your reach. Another is your notebook or your computer connected to the printer, the device, and the different controller or your TV desktop that is considered a personal area network. So personal area networks provide data transmissions among devices such as computers, smartphones, tablets, and personal digital assistants. So it can be used for communication amongst the personal devices themselves or for connecting to a higher level network and the internet, or it can be in another network such as a metropolitan network or another local area network. The second is local area network. Your personal area network might be connected to a local area network to work properly. So this is a network that connects computer systems and devices within a small area, such as office, home, or several floors in a building. So it is considered a local area network. Typically, it is wired in office buildings and factories. So local area network started with just a building or a small office. But however, the definition of local area networks now can expand between two buildings depending on the situation or depending on the networks. But by default, local area networks can be a different connected devices within a building. We have also wireless local area network. So this is, as you've observed, majority of us now do not use wire to connect to the internet. So it's already part of the wireless local area network. So you will be connected to a router. That means you are connected via um, an, signals or wireless connection instead of the traditional wire, which we call local area network. But don't be confused. If you are connected on a wireless network, you are still part of the local area networks. We only specify here that you are in a wireless LAN because you are not connected physically through a cable or wire. We have passive also optical local area network. So this is in terms of connections. Personal area network might be talking about the area within you, located within you. The local area network is a generic term for those connected within a building or within a home, but it can be through a wireless, or this one is a passive optical. So this is an optics or fiber optics. I commonly call the fiber optics telecommunication. So you are connected to a different set of networks, but in general, they are. It can be classified still in a local area network. It only matters in the name because of the of the device or the way you are connected to the local area network. So in this case, we consider wireless or passive optical, or just called as optical fiber, or fiber commonly called in our locality. We have also a metropolitan local area network, or we call MAN. Is a network that connects users and their computers in a geographical area that spans a campus or a city. So we are in a metropolitan area network, commonly associated within the city or a metro. And we have a systems area networks, is network designed for a specific purpose and with limited functionalities. Examples of this include citywide emergency response systems and monitoring and surveillance systems. Systems area networks is our special purpose networks, or special purpose networks within a metropolitan area, but it can be also set up into what we call a local area network with a specific purpose. So wide area network is a network that connects large geographic regions. So wide area networks, the internet is actually one of the is composed of the different wide area networks. So wide area networks, it can be in a country to country, or a very large location, a very large area such as the entire Luzon or the entire Mindanao. So wide area networks composed of different metro. If you look at this one, there is a wide area networks where every city or every metropolitan are actually connected. Then we have the term here, firewall. So this is some way of security between your local area network or your wireless local area network to the metropolitan area. There is also a switch, or a router. This is where your local area network has been grouped and your personal area network is also connected to the local area network. So if you imagine our discussion of the internet earlier, or in the other video, it can be viewed like this one, such that if you send a message from one city to another, it will start with a personal area network, will move on to the local area network, to the metropolitan area network, and to the wide area network. Then it will move to another city and go back to another personal area network. But this one, we are only considering the geographical location of the different networks, but there are also other network types, but this one we consider the geographical area, considering that a majority of the public administration student will focus on the different areas of the network that you might manage or imagine in the future, or if you're part of administering the networks or the ICT in your area. We have also what we call the virtual private network, and maybe you're also availing of an internet through a virtual private network. This allows remote users to access the wide area network. The private network connection is established using an encrypted layered tunneling protocol, and virtual private network users use authentication methods, including passwords or certificates, to gain access to the virtual private network. The virtual private networks actually started within the organizations with the different geographical located in different geographical area. For instance, if you have a company located in Luzon and the other one in Mindanao, you can create a virtual private network to connect the components, or to run your system as if it's only available within your locality. This is to easily transfer the information in privately within the organization. And usually, organization pay this to ISP so that they have access their virtual networks and provide encrypted, meaning anyone cannot open the message if it's not intended for them. So usually, if you run in information system, example, if you have an inventory system, and one branch is connected to another branch, you can connect these two networks through a virtual private networks, meaning you have a private connection despite of going through the local area network or metropolitan network. You have something like a virtual network intended to you. which is provided by the ISP or a software supported systems that will ensure the um, authentication or the encryption of data so that it will not be visible to any other users or devices. The VPN is created by establishing a virtual point-to-point connection through the use of dedicated connections, virtual tunneling protocols, or traffic encryption. It is available from the public internet, can provide a VPN available from the public internet can provide some of the benefits of a wide area network. So the idea behind virtual private network is to provide a connection of information within the organization to outside of your organization. This is advantages for example, if you're in a business and you are connected to a supplier, but you don't want that it can be available in the web, so you establish a virtual private network to exchange information seamlessly and meaning encrypted, meaning if you see and if you say, for example, it's encrypted or it requires certificates to gain access, meaning there is an agreement or protocols within the two organizations that they are only the devices that are capable to open. So we have what we call something like key, that if that information will go through other organization or through other network because it is wired, those devices connected to the wide area network cannot actually read that information because it's encrypted, and the key to open that is only available on the intended computers, which is your private network connected to the wide area network. So it's very interesting how they actually provide a protocol or provide the access key so that no other computer or no other network can access between the connection of two networks through a VPN. So we have also a cellular network. So we are very familiar with this one because our cell phones are actually connected through a cellular networks. A communication networks where the network uses high frequency radio signals to reach remote end user. These radio frequencies is typically classified based on their speeds range from 4G, LTE, or 3G and 2G networks. This method access wide area network via virtual private network or VPN using variety of secure encryption protocols to ensure that users may enjoy internet access without too much using of bandwidth. Actually, the concept on 2G, 3G, 4G is actually the way or the speed of data access in your networks. And if you imagine the cellular networks is just something like a circles within your area. There is, if you imagine different circles, because if if you are connected to a cellular network, there is a group of users with the same cellular area. And if you transfer to another circles within the to another cellular area network, we will not be connected. And this is an amazing high frequency radio signals that makes of the different the ISP provided is something like a tower. The cellular network is actually activated through a tower. There's a certain coverage area of coverage, and it provides a seamless connection between your networks wireless and to another set of networks. And if you can imagine, this is just like a Wi-Fi at home, but operating only on our radio signals, but in quite this it provides a larger geographical area for the connection. So if we can summarize here the network types, we've tackled up the network types based on the geographical area perspective, which starts with personal area network, the local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, and virtual private network. So I think that's it, and I hope that you've learned the different networks working on our internet or even in our everyday life.